those streets to tie into the existing 4-inch water mains.
No sidewalks. Are there any sidewalks down there?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No ADA stuff.
No. There is one on Taft side though.
Yes, there is.
But I think that's actually part of the roadway construction project already.
Okay.
It is. Yeah.
So that one is already taken care of. We don't have, that won't be any part of this. I guess if there's any other questions, we'll proceed as kind of with the mill and overlay, and then bid it as an alternate as far as directional drilling versus open cut on the water main. Services include all services on the project also, as that's in here already. So, okay, excellent. Thanks, guys.
Speaking of sidewalks, how are we coming with?
Slow.
Okay.
Mother Nature's not help either. So I haven't talked to Bruce here at the end of the week. I was gone last week on vacation for the last half. So I haven't touched base with Bruce yet today on it, so I'm not quite sure where they're at after the end of last week. So I'll get in touch with him and give Aaron an update he can share with you guys on that.
Can we get the railing on the sidewalk going up the hill cleaned up?
I've asked many times for that from the grass that they sprayed on.
Every time I take my wife along there, she chews my fanny out big
Yep,
time.
I will. We're continuing to
Where they
push.
sprayed the grass, I believe.
Yep.
Well, it shot up on the black railing.
It's still there.
And it's still
It
there.
brushes right off. All they have to do is
Brand
brush
new
it
railing
off.
looks like crap.
Yep. There's a lot less on it now than what there was.
It's because the rain's done it.
Yeah, the rain is done. Yeah, they did not do it themselves. Correct. A question on that project here. You know when the bridge is scheduled to open, Aaron?
October 31st last year.
Weather permitting.
Okay.
Yeah, October 31st.
An approximation of this year's opening.
More than the $64,000 cost.
Yeah, right now they've got just the grooving, staining, there's very little that's
Okay.
left to do. They were projecting possibly this week, I think now they're projecting, probably middle
Okay,
of next week.
there's some items on Sumner that we're still approaching Hovey with,
Yeah.
as far as some of them being seeding on it, using the incorrect seed mix. So he's got to go back in and reseed. He's having issues getting that from a supplier right now. So there's some issues like that. A majority of the work has been completed, and a lot of the work that's left would not need any traffic closure on. They would be able to do that under traffic. I would rather not do it under traffic if possible. So, but a majority of what they're doing right now is we're waiting on getting an answers from their seed supplier due to the salt-resistant seed mix that was requested by the city for that area, and going up that hill for that reason also. So that's a large portion of it. They did make some effort a week and a half ago on getting some things cleaned up and so forth. I haven't been there yet today. I'll stop down there after the meeting here, take a look at it. Still waiting on some punch list items for lien waivers, concrete warranties, a bunch of different things like that with it. So they were supposed to be done the 8th. Well, it's now the 15th. So we'll see where they're at here.
On the new sidewalk that's going to the bridge,
Yep.
kind of got that little pie, smiley piece. Is that going to be grass, that little piece right there just against the curb before we get to the sidewalk and stuff? Or what?
Right next to the bridge?
Just before the bridge, just on the
Oh,
east end
where-
of the bridge where the sidewalk goes this way, then the curb comes around. There's a little, kind of like this
Yeah.
right there. There's kind of like a
One part
smiley
is
face
right next to the
almost.
curb, and then it
Yeah.
slips out and gets away from the
Yeah.
curb.
Is that? I can't imagine trying to mow that little thing.
I don't know
Trying to
what's
get
on their
grass in
project,
there.
but I would recommend doing just like what you did out
Yeah.
here, and then just fill that little
Just
fillet area in.
Yeah.
I don't have any part of that.
That's just what I was curious
Yeah.
about. I didn't just.
It does
I didn't
need
know
to-
grass was going to work there anyway.
You don't,
No, I just thought it's
A 1 foot piece, yeah.
Yeah, it's about what a house to it.
No.
no. I'll talk to him about that.
Whatever, I'm just curious. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks, guys. Anything else that you know of right now? I believe so. Okay, excellent. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's the last of our scheduled items. Aaron?
Just two things, working on getting the development agreements and the urban renewal plan that we've talked about in previous meetings. Get those both finalized, get something in front of the council on what we've talked about. Ordinance enforcement, we've got multiple ordinance enforcement actions happening at the same time. think I've got Eric in 4 different court cases against landowners who are letting their properties dilapidate. So several subpoenas. I'll spend a lot of time up at court pursuing these, but you know, I constantly get phone calls and the council members that come in that are frustrated about, you know, the state of certain houses, and we are working to try and correct them. It is a, you know, perfect example is the one over here on First Avenue North. We've been at that for a year now, and so it takes a long time for the city to take action and make something happen. It's very frustrating, but in the end, you know, you can look at, there's quite a few that we've been able to take down that have been pretty bad blight in a lot of neighborhoods, so hopefully we can take care of more of these properties and either get them renovated or knocked down so that they're not deteriorating the value of the adjoining properties. A lot of grass litters that have gone out. I know the officers have done a great job of, you know, dropping tickets off at the houses that are not caring for their properties or getting notices out. So it seems like this year's been actually a pretty good year as far as addressing that. You know, you've always got some bad actors, but I feel like it's going better this year. Maybe I'm just becoming delusional, but it does feel like it's going a little bit better. And Carrie helps out a ton on that. She sends out a lot of the ordinance enforcement letters. Outside of that, the women who are going to take up the downtown plannings, I guess people, not just women, who are taking up the downtown plannings in the park down there, they're getting started pretty soon here. They've got everything ordered through Weapons. They're planning on getting that installed. I'm helping them with some of the removals so that they can
Okay, old ready down there, so.
yeah, I was ripping out some of the evergreens and
Weeds.
I was about to have a heart attack, so I figured it was best if I stopped and come back at it a different day. They put down pretty hard roots in a short period of time, but they've got a really nice plan in place for the landscaping there. Good group of people together, so I think that'll look really nice once they get done with it. Let's see. Did we talk about the reed bed at all? Do you want to?
This morning.
Yeah. Do you want to give them a little bit of an update on that, real quick? Kind of where we're at, because that's kind of concerning, I guess, for me on what's on the horizon, knowing that the suppliers.
Yeah, it was scheduled for this spring. Obviously, the window was short with weather, so we're gonna do this fall when the crops get out and everything, but the state of Wisconsin, where we get the stock from the reed plant, has decided that those reeds are considered a noxious weed. They won't allow them out of the state for whatever reason, and that's not just us, but there's several of these all over the state that use, but we're trying to find some different of the same, only maybe somewhere else, and there's some other guys I know they're basically in the same boat too, only in different towns, and we're trying to find different areas, so.
Can't win?
Yeah, so, I don't know, I even thought I just drove up, picked them up myself, and I don't know if that's, you know, they can't ship them.
We can't ship them, you pick them up.
Or pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and drive up to my cabin up on Oshkosh or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, but we're trying to find out, but yeah, that's the latest on those, so.
Yeah,
It's just.
and we're in decent shape. I mean,
Well,
we
yeah,
got
we
them
are.
off this
Yep.
spring.
Early in the spring, they're coming back, and I thought worst
Yes,
case is
indeed.
we could have them shave them off and leave some of the root stock under there, and they're pretty aggressive, and they could get some regrowth from that, so we'll see, but that's kind of where that's sitting right now, so.
Do you have people service, any services up in Wisconsin or not? Or don't you do
I
anything up
don't
there?
think we do, we got them all over Minnesota. So when I did run into some of the ones in my OSHA training class this last week up there, and they're gonna do some checking around up there too, so hopefully we'll find something somewhere, so that's where the latest is on those, so.
Sounds like a shiner deal to me.
Yeah.
Pick a shiner, yeah, there we go.
I
Exactly.
don't say there's Topeka shiners in the reed beds.
No, yeah.
We'll never get to remove them.
Yeah, that'd be good. Anything else, Aaron?
No, I just thought of that actually when I was going through the list, but no, otherwise, things are going pretty well.
Okay. Daryl? Brent?
Nope.
I don't. Couple things. Last night, I went down, looked at the new bridge, and on it is a motorcycle driving around the new bridge with a guy and his young kid on the back. You know, the bridge isn't open. If something happens, I'm sure that we'd all probably be in trouble for it, so it's not open. You know, and want to be the first one to drive on the bridge and brag to your friends and stuff or whatever, I didn't appreciate that when I saw it anyway. I thought that was kind of a crass thing to do anyway, just so he could brag to his buddies that he's out with his motorcycle up driving on the bridge. I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. Anyway, June 20th is Art in the Park in Humboldt. This year is going to be held out at the Humboldt County Historical Society. It's a great event for all, especially for young kids and stuff, and adults alike. So I would encourage everyone, if you have any time that day, to please go out and enjoy yourself that day. So, with that, we need a motion to schedule Monday, July 6, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. as the date and time for the next regular meeting of Humboldt City Council, and adjourn this session at 6 o'clock.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you and good night.